Hello, my friends! This is seriously one of my favorite videos to film of the year. It is my 2018 favorites video. I have so much to share with you. We're doing a countdown style, starting from my least favorite of my favorites, all the way up to my favorite game changer, change my life kind of product at number 1. So if that sounds interesting to you, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Of course, I have to add my disclaimers in here. Some of these things were sent to me in PR, and if you're on a TV, then you can't check the video description to see if it was sent in PR. So I'll put a little image there for you so you know it was sent in PR. But if you watched my 2018 fails video, some of those were sent to me in PR as well. Doesn't matter. They could be favorites, they could be fails by PR, doesn't matter. There are some products I absolutely loved this year that didn't make it into the top 10 countdown. It doesn't mean that I don't love them. It just means they didn't make it into the top 10 countdown. So just so you know, if you don't see something, doesn't mean that I hate it, okay? But enough of that, let's get into the countdown at number 10. My number 10 favorite product this year was the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This replaced the Tarte Shape Tape in my life. I like it better than the Tarte Shape Tape, and I will tell you why. With the Tarte Shape Tape, I feel like I have to be very careful with how much I apply. Sometimes it can cake up under my eyes, it can accentuate my fine lines if I apply the wrong amount, if I use the wrong setting powder. I feel like the ColourPop concealer is much more versatile. I feel like the color match is wonderful for me. This one is in the shade Light 14. I feel like it's great for me. My only complaint about this, and one thing I want to warn you about, is that it does, I say it oxidizes, which means that when the air hits it, it changes colors. Some people just say that it's the dry down color. Whatever you want to call it, when you put it on your skin, it changes color to a little bit darker than it is in the tube. So when you're purchasing this, I definitely recommend you look at dry swatches before you purchase to make sure you're getting the right color. But again, my color is Light 14, and this matches my skin pretty well. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit lighter than my natural skin tone, but it really does match my skin tone pretty well. Number 9 is my favorite skincare product of the year, and it is the Drunk Elephant Protini Polypeptide Cream. This is a fantastic skincare product, and I don't recommend it lightly. I know that it's pricey, and if I did not think it had excellent ingredients, I would not recommend it. I did an entire review on Drunk Elephant's line. This was my favorite product. The ingredients are super legit. What the proteins do is that they help to stop your skin from losing collagen, because as we get older, our skin stops producing the collagen. So what the proteins do in here is they tell the skin, hey, we want to keep producing this collagen. We don't want it to stop. Did I see any magical instant results? No, but based on the research that I did, I feel like this is doing something really, really good for my skin. I love the format of how it comes out, in that it keeps the product away from light and air, which is the enemy of a lot of skincare ingredients. Light and air can make them, basically render them useless. So I love that Drunk Elephant keeps their product contained without light or air. And then what you do is you squeeze this little button at the top, and then the product comes out. I do want to tell you about the scent of it. It has a extremely, extremely mild skincare kind of scent. Just a light, I don't know, creamy scent. How to describe it. Typical skincare, and it feels so light on the skin. It's very, very hydrating. It has antioxidants in it. I love the hydrating amount in it. I feel like it seeps into the skin very, very nicely. It doesn't make my skin feel greasy. Of course, it's not a hand cream, but I'm not gonna put it on my face right now, obviously. But it just feels really good on the skin, and I love the ingredient deck on it. So that's why this one is at number 9. Okay, number 8 is one I got so much crap for not including this in my CoverGirl favorites and fails countdown video, and that was my fault. I had brought this product on vacation with me over the summer, and I left it in my container where I put all of my products I took with me, because I was gonna make that video where I talked about which products I used on my summer vacation and which ones I didn't, and I never made the video. So this was like in that container for months, and I honestly, I just forgot to include it. So I felt so bad when there's so many comments on that video like, Jen, what about the eye primer? Don't you still love the eye primer? Like, what happened? You didn't even talk about it. So that's the story why. It's because I'm an idiot. That's why. But anyway, now I'm going to try to make up for that by including this in my favorites for the entire year, because it truly is a favorite for the whole year. This is the CoverGirl Lid Lockup, and I definitely compare this to a like an Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, the one, I think it's called Eden, the one that does mute out a little bit of discoloration, but not a lot. Really love this for that, in that it does mute out a little discoloration, and the effects of it are fantastic. It helps my shadows not decrease, helps them last longer on my eyes, and the best part is that it's a drugstore price. Is it better than the Urban Decay? No, absolutely not better than the Urban Decay, but it's equally as good at a fraction of the price, and that's why this gets included for this year's favorites. I feel like I've upped my brow game quite a bit this year. The way that I like my brows is I like them to be natural looking, but still filled in and even. That's what my goal is. Am I perfect? No, but that's my goal. I do feel like that quite a few brow products have contributed to me doing better with my brows this year, and this is one of them. I did get this in BoxyCharm. This is the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks, and it's called the Insta-Tint, and this is a tinted brow gel. It's got a little teeny tiny spoolie, which makes it very easy to control in the brow, and it puts on the perfect amount of product. Some days when I don't feel like filling my brows in with a pencil or a powder, I'll just use this. It gives me just a little bit of fill-in without it being too much. The only thing is if you don't have a lot of brows, this isn't going to work for you, because it does need some kind of brow hair in order to function. So for me, this has been a fantastic product, and it did come from BoxyCharm. I had so many fails from BoxyCharm in my fails video. This is my big favorite from BoxyCharm for this year. I had some other things I really liked too, some of the eyeshadow palettes and things, but they didn't make it into the countdown. This one definitely did. Absolutely love it. Next up is my first eyeshadow palette favorite of the year. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. I feel like Too Faced is going in an excellent direction with their eyeshadow palettes. They really stepped up their game with this one. Let me show you the color selection in here. And one choice that they made that I think was really smart was to include fewer mattes. It's a chocolate gold palette. It's supposed to be shiny. It's supposed to be bold. It's supposed to be poppy, just like gold. So what they did was they just included these 4 mattes down here so that you could kind of set down a nice base, darken it up, lighten it up a little bit with those mattes, and then just play in foiled colory goodness. And that is what this palette has been for me. I did bring this over my winter break. I did a vacation with my family, and I brought this with me. I also believe I brought this with me over the summer as well. It's a fantastic travel palette. I really don't have complaints about this. If you don't like scented eyeshadow, it smells like chocolate, you're not gonna like it. But the color payoff on this, the performance of it, it doesn't crease on me. You know how some foils can crease if they're too thick of a formula? I don't personally have that problem with this eyeshadow palette. It's just a wonderful product. I do have it on my eyes today. You could do something more natural like what I'm wearing today, or you can go more bold. These greens are absolutely gorgeous. If you love green eyeshadows, they're incredible. When I was on my cruise with my family, I wore these 2 colors together, and at first I thought it was a little bit too bold for just going out to dinner on a cruise, but man, it was so pretty, because this silver has that blue tint, so you get that blue and the purple together, the light blue and the dark purple. It was so pretty. I wish I'd taken a picture, but I didn't. But that's a beautiful combination, and just overall, I've just had so much fun with this palette this year, and it definitely is well deserving of a spot in my countdown. Smack dab in the middle, I have 2 more brow products because they're from the same brand. I snuck them in together. These are both from Benefit, and these have been brow game changers for me. This is the 24-hour brow setter. Before, I was using the one from Anastasia. It is just a clear brow gel to help your brows be set in place. The Anastasia one has a very strong scent to me. It smells like alcohol. It also can make my brows feel a little bit crunchy, which I don't like at all. This holds my brows in place, and it doesn't give me a crunchy feel, so I really love that. Another thing I've been experimenting with is kind of brushing my hairs up a little bit to give it just a little bit of featheriness to it, and I really like doing that with this as well because it holds them in place, and again, doesn't give that uncomfortable crunchy feel, because if you know me, you know I don't like textures on my face. I don't like anything to feel crunchy, I don't like anything to feel wet, I don't like anything to feel tight. This I can't even feel on my brows, which I love. The second brow product was actually quite a surprise because I'm not really a big brow powder person. I'm typically more of a pencil person, but this really caught me by surprise. This is the Foolproof Brow Powder by Benefit. This little thing here for me is useless. I haven't figured out a way to use it. It's like a spongy applicator. Maybe I need to watch a tutorial or something with the spongy thing to see how other people use it. There is a little bit of a spoolie in the back, but it's so tiny. I don't like that either, so this I just got rid of. Well, it's still there, but I don't use it. But one thing I love about this is the two-tone of it, and this tone matches me perfectly. It is the best tone match I have ever found in a brow powder for me personally. This is shade number 3, and it goes on just so naturally. I am wearing it on my brows today along with both of the, actually I think I put on, I can't remember if I put on this or both, I don't remember, but I do know that I'm wearing this, and it just gives my brows such a nice natural look without looking overdone. I do the method where you put the lighter shade in the inner part and then the darker shade in the outer part, and I like the way it looks. I think it's absolutely beautiful, so that's why it's in the countdown. Another kind of cheater, pumpkin eater, kind of sneaking in extra products into my countdown. The new Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow formula. I have been loving. Basically, what I think happened is last holiday season, they had the Subculture and the Prism, and a lot of people were having trouble working with those because they're so pigmented. There's so much pigment in there. Some people, of course, were able to make them work perfectly. Others were not. I found them to be quite difficult to work with, but workable. I think they went back to what worked for them, which was Modern Renaissance. That was more widely accepted by people as far as the use of their products. People found it seemed overall to find it easier to use. What I believe they did, based on looking at the ingredients, is that they took that Modern Renaissance formula and then they improved on it. And that's what we got with Norvina, Soft Glam, and Sultry. And I honestly love all 3 of these palettes. If you want more information on like how to pick which one is best for you, I have a full video analyzing all of that you can check out. I will link that down below. I honestly am having trouble picking between these 3 of which one's my favorite because I use them for different purposes. I brought Sultry with me on the cruise with my family, and this was a beautiful look that I did. Again, I didn't take a picture because I'm an idiot, but it was a beautiful look I did one night. I used just a little bit of bloom on the brow bone crease area, and then I used Cyborg and Rose Quartz all over the lid, and then the crease was Birch and Dystopian, and it was nice, and it had that little bit of touch of that peachiness to it, but then that shiny lid, and oh, it's so pretty. But I've done some beautiful looks as well with these palettes, so I recommend all of them. I think they're all fabulous. This one caught me so by surprise. I've talked about this multiple times since I did the video on it. The Air Touch rotating makeup brush. I bought this as a joke because I wanted to do an As Seen on TV review, and I didn't think it was gonna work. I thought it was gonna be terrible, and I seriously use this thing every single day. I brought it with me on my vacation, like I said earlier with other products. It is super fab, especially at blending contour products and cheek products. This head right here is for powder products, and then there's a head for cream products. Now, the application for foundation is a little bit harder because you really can't get it to detail. Let me see if I can turn my head. You can't get it to detail under your eyes because it's spinning erratically, so you can't really get it to do things under your eyes. There isn't enough precision. It does spread foundation absolutely beautifully, and as far as pressed powder products, again, just blends them out beautifully. Cream contour, gorgeous, and I looked online, and as of the filming of this video, this is available on Bed Bath & Beyond, but it looks like they raised the price of it from $40 to $60, which is such a bummer. There's also other products available that are similar to this. Michael Todd makes one, Clarisonic makes one, but I do think that they are more expensive than the $60. I wish it was still available for $40 because I feel like that's reasonable for what you get. A downside is that it is loud. Some people really don't like that sound. It sounds a little questionable, but overall, it's just a fantastic product. Totally caught me by surprise, and again, I use it all the time. So these products, the last one and the next ones, these were all game changers for me this year. KoKo Lashes are stinking amazing. I learned about these from Raw Beauty Christie near the beginning of the year, and they're very inexpensive. I wanna say that they're like $6 a pair, somewhere in there. Very inexpensive. I have used some of these lashes up to 10, 15 times before I start thinking there's a little too much glue that I'm unable to pick off of them, or I pick the glue and accidentally pick some of the hairs off, something like that. But usually it's my fault when I ruin a pair of these. They last a really long time. The ones I'm wearing on my eyes today are called Misha, and then these here are called Flirty. They're just a little bit more dramatic. But my favorite style of these, I will put the photo right here, is called Allure. Those are the ones I've stocked up on the most, used the most. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I do like more subtle lashes. I don't like big, bold lashes because then I end up blinking like this throughout all of my videos because I just feel these heavy lashes and I just want to blink all the time. I still blink a lot, but even more when I'm wearing big, heavy lashes. So I tend to lean toward the more natural ones, but the big ones are also beautiful if that's your taste. And again, they're much less expensive than the more glamorous luxury lashes, and I personally find them to be just as good. And finally, this one is, I hate that this is my favorite because it's stupidly priced, and I don't know if the price that they sell it for online is even reasonable, to be honest with you. I paid less for, well, let me just tell you what it is. The hair extensions that I'm wearing today and that I've been wearing since IMATS in April. I've been wearing them for all my videos, and I have never gotten so many compliments on my hair, and every time I just want to tell everybody, they're not real, it's fake. But sometimes just say thank you and you move on. But they are just the most beautiful, beautiful hair extensions that I could ever ask for. I paid a little over $400 for them at IMATS. They are like $1,300 on their website, and it breaks my heart that they're so expensive. If you look really closely, you can tell the difference between my natural hair and the extensions. When I first got the extensions, my hair matched it perfectly, and then my stylist dyed my hair a little darker so that my roots would be covered, and now you can see the difference. So if you look at the darker color, this is my natural hair. If you look, I'm looking at my monitor so I can see what I'm showing you. This here is the hair extension. They're by Beyond the Beauty, but the company is called She. I guess it's like a line within Beyond the Beauty. They're called the Flip and Go by Shiloh hair extension. They're 100% Remy human hair. Heavenly hair instantly is what it says. So let me show you how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and take them off just so you can see. There's like a very thin, like almost like a lash band. There's like a very thin band here, and then it just comes off like that. And this is my hair. So how you put it on is you lay it on your head like this, and then you take the comb that's included that I don't have here. It's just like a regular pick comb. It's not like anything magical. And then you pull your hair over top of it like this, and they do sell these, other brands sell these for much cheaper, but I can't speak to the quality of those or else I'd recommend them. But you just pull your hair over top of it like wherever it meets on the crown of your head, and then bam, like they're on. And it's done. Maybe it doesn't look as good as it did earlier, but it looks really natural, both in person and on camera. Again, super easy to put in, super easy to pull out. I haven't had any hairs falling out of it. It still looks just as beautiful as the day that I got it. It gives me so much confidence. If you've been watching my channel for a while and you could see it when I pulled it out, my hair is very, very thin. When I had my kids, both times, I lost more and more of my hair, and I've been very self-conscious about it, especially having a beauty channel on YouTube with all of these people with this beautiful, luxurious, flowy hair, and I just don't have that. I just don't have great hair. So I got, you know, all these negative comments all the time about how ugly my hair is, and it was, and it still is when I don't have my hair extensions in overall, but the hair extensions really do help with that. They've just increased my confidence so much, and it looks really pretty. I like looking at the mirror, in the mirror, and seeing my hair extensions on. It makes me feel happy in my heart. So that's why they're number one, is because they've just really warmed my heart to have these, and I feel like it's one of the best investments that I made this year, even though they were expensive. Wonderful, wonderful investment. Before I go, I do want to do some honorable mentions for some wonderful brand experiences that I've had this year. I did talk about some negative brand experiences, so let's talk about some positive ones. Ofra Cosmetics has been wonderful to me this year. They've sent me some of their launches. They have been really kind to me at events, just really nice, very friendly people. I am on their PR list, but I've never done a sponsored video for them. But just really wonderful people over at Ofra. Plus, they make amazing products that I feel very comfortable recommending to you, so that really helps too. I also want want to give a shout out to BoxyCharm for always sending me products, even though sometimes I really don't like my BoxyCharm. Sometimes I really do, but sometimes I don't. But I've been on BoxyCharm's PR list since their second box, and they've always been very, very kind to me. So shout out to BoxyCharm. And the last one I want to give a shout out to is FabFitFun, who I absolutely ran through the ringer this year so many times. So many products that I didn't like in their boxes, so many things I did, but a lot of things I didn't. And they continue to sponsor my videos, even though they are never 100% positive. They love me for who I am, and I just appreciate that so much for sponsored content. So shout outs to them, and shout out to you for watching my videos and for being here for me and being here for the community, giving so much of your wonderful knowledge in the comment section and the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. Thank you for all you've contributed to my channel this year. Of course, shout out to the What's Up in Makeup team for their general amazingness, especially to Tabitha B, my production manager, for all that she has done this year to help make What's Up in Makeup what it is. She is definitely the peanut butter to my jelly over here for What's Up in Makeup. We work so well together as a team for What's Up in Makeup, so I want to thank specifically Tabitha for all that she's done for me and for the show and helping us pull all this together, and of course all of the What's Up in Makeup reporters, both the official ones and the ones on Facebook. So thank you guys so much for being here. At this point, it is time for you to participate in the collective brain down below so we can help each other not to buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it. Leave your thoughts of your favorite products you tried in 2018 down in the comments below, and maybe I'll pick some up and try them. That would make a really good video, trying my subscribers' 2018 favorites video. I think that would be a good video. Maybe I'll do that. Leave your thoughts down there. Mad love to you. Subscribe if you're not subscribed before you watch another video, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.